There's entertainment for all the family this Christmas night on Thames. At 6, Bring Me Sunshine. Ernie Wise introduces this star-studded event with special guests Bruce Forsyth, Elaine Page, Des O'Connor, Wayne Sleep and Cherry Gillespie, Jim Davidson, Angela Rippon, Benny Hill, Cannon and Ball, Mike Yarwood, Leslie Crowther, Suzanne Danielle and Lionel Blair, and there's Tarby.
Yeah, there is. Look, a white fibre, there is. A white fibre.
A white fibre, look at this. Hey.
And at 8:30, the TV premiere of The Raiders of the Lost Ark, starring Harrison Ford.
Let her go.
Raiders of the Lost Ark at 8:30 and Bring Me Sunshine at 6. Christmas night entertainment tonight on Thames.
And earlier at 5:30, it's a Christmas edition of Give Us a Clue.
The Great Comet January sale starts this Thursday, December the 27th at 10 a.m. Everything is reduced, so don't miss it.
If you're driving this Christmas, watch what you're drinking. Or you might just live to regret it. So, stay low.
This is Allied's greatest ever sale.
And you've never seen anything like it.
We've torn up our usual prices, so you can save throughout the store on hundreds of top-quality carpets.
From £2.99 to £20 a square yard.
Including many amazing Antron Plus Easy Care family-proof carpets.
Save on famous names at unbeatable sale prices.
With free fitting on all carpets, $6.75 and over.
Save on curtains too, with up to 50% off thousands of ready-mades. Our finest ever range of velvets from only $14.50 a pair. And free making on hundreds of made-to-measures.
It all adds up to Allied's greatest ever sale.
And it starts Thursday, 9 a.m. 2 words. Christmas.
Line.
Christmas line. The Christmas lines will be open all over Christmas, whether you want to know a chemist or a plumber who's willing to interrupt his turkey for an emergency, or if you're just a bit fed up and fancy a chat, do ring us on
388-2388.
Got it?
Christmas line.
Highlights for Boxing Day on Channel 4 include a probing investigation into the lives of some very small people.
Gnomes are no taller than 6 inches, not counting their caps, and weigh a mere 10 ounces, yet they are 7 times stronger than man.
At 4, one of Hollywood's strong silent men, Gary Cooper, stars in The Lives of a Bengal Lancer.
No firing! He's mine.
At 6, all the lunacy of London's Covent Garden during last summer's Buskers Festival in That Street Entertainment. Then at 7, Jonathan Miller's acclaimed production of Verdi's Rigoletto, set amongst the mafia of 1950s New York. Rigoletto, an opera you can't refuse. Just one of the highlights for Boxing Day on Channel 4.
This is Thames from London. News time now at the studios of ITN. It's 5:25.
Good evening. The first pictures of Prince Harry in his christening gown have been shown round the world in the Queen's Christmas broadcast, and some of the most unique informal royal scenes were captured. Today, the Princess of Wales and Princess Anne arrived together with their families at St George's Chapel, Windsor. Princess Anne had not been at the christening. The Queen said in her message that there was too much concentration on the gloomy side of life. Anthony Carthew describes how the broadcast lifted that for Christmas Day.
Before the service, the immediate family were alone in the castle with just time enough for the Prince of Wales to explain the history of those celebrated robes.
How old this is? Granny was christened in this. Great-granny. And I was. Look, I was christened in this. Looks remarkably well despite it. I was thinking it must get so incredibly hot inside there, mustn't it?
No.
Some dribbling. You want
Prince William led the way down the long corridors to the chapel. Prince Harry dozed, behaving impeccably. After the service, parents, godparents and family gathered. The Queen talked to Princess Anne's children, not about the baby, but about a new puppy.
It's called Dash. Dash. And you know the word you use when you're cross. Dash. It comes out practically well as a dog's name, see? Look, Zara. Zara.
Mother knelt on the carpet to show the baby to the children, but by now a tearful Prince Harry had had enough. Prince William, on the other hand, still had a fair amount of energy left. It took great-grandmother, with the wisdom and experience of her 84 years, to restore calm.
Now to less happy news. 4 young children are among 9 people dead after a house fire in Greater Manchester. Survivors jumped from windows of the house in Bury, where 14 friends and relatives had been celebrating Christmas with a late-night family party.
3 generations of the one family died in the early morning terrace blaze. A 2-year-old baby perished along with 3 other young children, their 76-year-old grandfather and 3 adults and a teenager. It was a tragic end to a Christmas Eve party.
Smoke was billowing out of the top window. We never saw no flames, but the smoke was terrible all over the place. And there was bodies clambering through the window trying to get out.
6 people were taken to hospital. 1 woman died in casualty. 2 suffering from shock were discharged. 2 more detained overnight. And a man with extensive burns and lung damage is still critically ill. Fire officers say it was toxic fumes, not flames, which caused the fatalities.
100,000 people heard the Pope give his Christmas message at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome today. He offered special sympathy to the families of those killed by the train bomb in central Italy on Sunday. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Dr. Robert Runcie, said Christmas was the time for an extravagant act of goodwill. In what was seen as a reference to the miners' strike, he spoke of the conflicting loyalties and financial hardship dividing society. And the miners' leader and his wife Anne spent Christmas morning on the picket line outside the Ferrybridge power station in West Yorkshire.
And I couldn't possibly ask my members to be out picketing on Christmas Day and me in bed. And so therefore I reckon that my job is here on the picket line. But it's also got special significance because here at Ferrybridge power station on this very gate, a close friend of mine, Joe Green, was killed whilst picketing and fighting for the right to work. I believe he would have been here today, and I think I've got a responsibility to take his place.
Some senior members of your union, of course, have been in much warmer climes recently.
I think that the answer I've given you is the best answer I can give. That as a trade union leader, I reckon my job is here on this gate and indeed picketing throughout the British coalfield and throughout power stations to bring this dispute, which has now cost the British taxpayers £5 billion, to a speedy conclusion.
That's it from ITN. Our next news is at 11:15 tonight. Happy Christmas till then.